Good morning. Muted my mic there off the top. How professional. But good morning. Good morning from El Paso, Texas. It is still in the mañana. Wait, mañana's tomorrow. It is still in the morning. Excuse my Spanish. How's everybody doing? Good morning. I hope you're well. I hope you're too blessed to be stressed. Obviously, many people might have been thinking, hey, is Jacob going to go live at his usual time today? And guess what? No. No, it wasn't. Not for any other reason than my life dictates as such. My wife will be busy during those times, so guess what? I'll be doing my full-time job. Obviously, look, it's too early for even Chewy to show up. What is this guy doing? Chewy won't even show up to the show. Big up. Welcome into episode, is this 94? I think it's 94. Yes. I didn't even put episode 94 in the title. That's why I don't know. But big up. Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning once again. Happy Tuesday. I guess it might be a Wednesday for those of you down under, because y'all are like 16 hours ahead of me. Something like that. But look, y'all, got some things to talk about. Wanted to bring a quick live. Won't be on for the longest of times, but it'll be for a good time. And hopefully you think so too. So let me make sure I'm on the right tabs over here. Look, it's the morning. I've been running around like crazy, but I wanted to make sure I brought this show to y'all. So how's everyone doing? There's a question today, obviously in the thumbnail, the title, etc. The question is, how do you feel about Cuti Romero right now? Look, I've been hearing some discourse going around town. Got my ears to the floor and such. And hearing some real interesting things. A lot of people, a lot of different platforms, mainly Twitter and some YouTube, and you know, people are real upset with Christian Romero. Some even going as far to say he should give an apology. Look, we're gonna talk about it. We'll figure out how everyone's feeling, but let's see what the poll's saying right now. 54% says I love him despite his flaws, and isn't that sweet? Isn't that just very cute? So big up to everyone who voted that. Second place with 38% says he's had mistakes, but overall been great. Fair answer as well. 8% says he's been way too rash and he will not cut it for us. No one has said hard liking him because of his flaws. Look, I think his flaws are something that I actually super much enjoy. I don't think super much is a word, but I enjoy Cuti Romero for who he is. I enjoy him for the player that he is. I like watching him play football. I feel great when I know that he's in our team. Now, he is not in our team, at least until West Ham. Most unfortunate of events. But, you know, I don't know. I think some people are burning the wagon here before we even had a chance to really set sail. Cuti Romero is not as bad of a guy as everyone thinks he is. So, like, I think we just need to relax on Christian Romero. A lot of people really upset with him, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. But, hey, to each their own. You're allowed to feel however you want to feel about Christian Romero. I'll tell you how I feel throughout this programming. Got some stuff obviously bookmarked that I want to talk about from today and from yesterday, and et cetera, et cetera. The Tottenham Hotspur players have left for international duty. So if you did know or you didn't know, a lot of different players, a lot of different countries all have departed. But let me see who's in the chat real quick before I get to that. Teabag is here. It says, Mickey back in the gym. Let's go. There was a picture he posted on Instagram that I actually never posted, but I'll show it to y'all right now. Just 1 second if you'll bear with me. I screenshot it because it was on Instagram, and this was on Friday. So when he was supposed to be getting his scan, he was posing for a picture, and he looked all right. Look at his leg. He looked all right. I think he's okay. But that was from his Instagram. I don't know. Is that his lady? No, that's his sister. No, that's his sister. I almost said, is that his lady? That's his sister. So all the ladies out there, don't worry. Mickey Van de Veen still might be single. Happy 25th B-Day, sis. So that's his older sister, because he's not 25. What a young child. Got another photo that I keep getting sent by people in case y'all want to see that. I guess because I defend Ange Postecoglou, people send me these kinds of photos. Hey, it is what it is. I'll gladly ride on the shoulders of Ange Postecoglou if he offers. He probably wouldn't offer because I'm probably larger than he is. In fact, I don't know how tall he is, but I don't think that his frame could support mine. Richie going to Saudi in January. Let's go. We did talk about that a little bit yesterday. We could talk about it some more today. Obviously, things are getting... I think the news cycle when it's international break is a little interesting sometimes. Sometimes it could be a little far-fetched, in my opinion, or just stretch of the imaginations from time to time during international break. But hey, whatever keeps the people going, I suppose. Would you swap Big Ainge for Zabi Alonso? No, I would not. My answer is no, absolutely not. Ryman's son said, like some dude at the bar said, Romero's an absolute scumbag, but happy he's on our side. I don't think he's an absolute scumbag. How is this man an absolute scumbag? You're telling me this man right here is an absolute scumbag? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now, Ryman's son? Because I don't buy it. I ain't having it. Not having it. How can you say he's a scumbag? He bought his dad a house. He bought his mama a house. Maybe a scumbag on the pitch. Some people might say, I don't think so. I would never say the man is a scumbag personally, because I think, look at his face. How can you say that guy's a scumbag? But hey, I don't know him personally. Maybe he is, but by all accounts and purposes, I don't think that he is. But hey, here we go. Make sure y'all hitting that like if you're live or on playback. It costs absolutely nothing, and it does help the channel. I still see 47% says I love Cuti Romero despite his flaws. T-Bag says, who voted for Cuti being trash? Are you watching football or what? 16% has said he's way too rash and he won't cut it for us. So there are some people who feel that way. Look, I try to give an option for everybody no matter how you feel about the man. But for me, you know, I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's rash. Big up from the Atlantic Bar in Chicago, a proper Spurs bar. Big up Ryman's son. Big up Chicago Spurs, everybody out there. Colin with Talking Ball. How are you doing, my friend? Says, I still think Sarr is a great player, and Bentancur needs to earn his spot back. He absolutely needs to earn his spot back. Sarr's been great. And I like the quotes that are coming out from Ange Postecoglou, if I'm honest. Says he sees him as a 6. He sees him as an 8. He sees him as a 10. He sees him as everything. But I will say I don't see him as a 10. Not after Wolves. Not whenever I think he was required to be a little bit more creative and he was unable to do so. But hey, we move. Alan Bennett's in the house. Hit that like, boys and girls. Jacob is too shy to ask. I'm not too shy to ask. But it is just that, an ask. It is nothing mandatory. You don't have to. Obviously. Kuva99 is in the house. Says a battle on the pitch or a fight in the car park afterwards. Cuti is my boy. Let the haters hate. And I love that. Because honestly, Christian Romero, I think he's just an absolute beast. I love having him on our squad. I can't wait till I have a shirt with his name on it. I want to see the quote tweets around this, because a lot of people have been being very interesting about Christian Romero. And like I'm just gonna share some stuff because look, I gotta talk about it, y'all. I do gotta talk about it. I just don't understand Spurs fans, y'all. People are upset that this man is smiling. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see. So it's a picture of Romero. Hang on. Let me go back. So here's a picture of Romero. He's in training with Argentina. Well, that's a good picture too, but... Well, that's obviously not a Spurs fan. Overrated. Maguire's better. Carly says, miss you, honey. That's a cool photo. I've never seen that. That Ange Postecoglou with the Kermit. Look, I've been seeing some stuff. I didn't start because I don't start that negative hate, but there's a quote tweet here from Cody Mack, my good friend Cody Mack out there in Canada. It says, we are nowhere near the top of the table without him. Fans going on and on about asking for an apology and him, quote, ruining our season. Ruining it. You're ruining it. Ruining it. They said he ruined our season, y'all. That's what some people are saying. I'm going to actually show you one because I did reply to it. Because I did reply and say, bro, or I didn't even say bro. I just said bit reactionary and over the top. I'm glad I'm not sharing that tab because that was someone yelling. But look, I'll share this tab. This guy tweeted, Cuti Romero ruined our whole season and didn't apologize, but he'll happily post 25 times during international break. That's what he said yesterday. And then later, he goes on to say, let me not speak because Christian Romero did just as this man predicted. So at Luca M ______, that's 4 underscores. This guy needs to give his head a wobble. He's very upset with Romero for posting on international break and that he didn't, quote, apologize. That he didn't apologize. This man is upset that Romero didn't apologize. It's hilarious. Big up Spurs GCTV. And this man called him Cuti Romero. Says he ruined our whole season and didn't apologize. Do we need an apology from Romero for doing his job, making a mistake? Like, I don't understand. Big up Alan Bennett says, Cuti, my boy, wish a few more players had his balls. That's exactly right. That's exactly how I feel. If more players felt, see, this is what I replied to him. I told him, because he was just being a whiny little baby about it. And I said, it's a bit reactionary and over the top. You're being a bitch. You're being a bitch. But let me go back to sharing the love. Cody Mack says, mistakes and losses are part of the sport. I agree. You take the good with the bad. Maybe try and understand things beyond likes and clicks. Like the absolute uproar from people just because Romero is at international duty. I don't understand it, y'all. I really don't. Maybe it's children on the internet who shouldn't have so much time on the internet. I don't know. Big up Daniel Sandoval. Big up Adrian Schroka in the house. Hey, big up. There's about 30 of y'all in the house. Big up. Hey, there's a lot of people on right now, which shout out those people. You could be anywhere in the world right now. You decide to be with the United Spurs of America. So cheers. I'll drink to that. But yeah, y'all. I just thought this is one of those things like I have to shed some light on it because honestly, I just don't get it. I just don't get why people are so upset. Look, the man's suspended 3 games. He's doing the time. He did the crime. He's doing the time. Look at this. I'm just going through some of the comments on the post. He only cares about Argentina. Read the room, lads. Fucked our season with his head loss. Look at all these children. See, there you go. This is an appropriate response. A very good defender just makes rash decisions sometimes, which he has to improve. And I agree, he has to improve. I absolutely agree, he has to improve. But did he ruin our season? Is 3 matches? If we win 3 matches in a row, does that mean, whoa, everything's possible? If we lose 3 matches, does that mean, oh, everything's in the shit? No, he didn't ruin anyone's season. This is the Spurs fan base reacting, saying he only cares about Argentina. Where's that comment? Where's that comment again? Oh, wow, I never knew he was from Argentina. This guy's an absolute waffle merchant. He only cares about Argentina. Did you see the hit that he put in on his Argentinian mate, Enzo Fernandez? The one that he's out for, the one that everyone's so upset with him about? Punde Replay says, I don't think Romero is good enough for us to eventually challenge for the title. Maybe good enough for us to get into Europa. We should replace him for long term with Van de Veen. He's 25. He's 25 years old. Thiago Silva was what, 37 when he won his first Champions League? No, I'm not correlating the two. I'm just saying. Big up Mr. Link with a laughing emoji. Hope and pray he's healthy. Hey, that's all we can do, right? I will be doing an Argentina. I will be doing a double watch along on Thursday. So tap it in. Hit the noties. If you want it, we're on Cuti Watch again. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people say about my man. That's my man. Big up Drula, my niece. Drula says, hello, Jacob and Chatters. Hope all is well. Sorry for the singing. Alan Bennett says, boo. And that might be to my singing. I don't know. Darren says, his eyes were shut at the initial challenge, so not at all deliberate, in my honest opinion. Big up Darren Wimbledon. Hope you're doing well today, sir. Good afternoon or good evening in the UK. You can stand fine on a hamstring. Oh, that's about Van de Veen. Yeah, you can. But just, I know, I just want to hope and pray that he's okay. Speaking of hope and pray, and sometimes we just got to say a little prayer, send a little hope, send a bird with a link to a StreamYard, and then you get a beautiful guest. And he's been here a few times. He's helping us through the hard times. He's helping us have good times through the hard times. And I see him in the back, and what a beautiful face it is to welcome into the show. Kuva99, as always, a family member here of United Spurs of America. Welcome, and hello, happy Tuesday.
Wow, very, very nice to be here again. Always get a warm welcome from you, Jacob.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a chill stream. Like you know, I enjoy being on stream with you. We just we see our way through the difficult times. We're cool with it. We're cool with it.
That's
we
what
can
it's
see
all
the
about.
horizon. There's still a sunshine over there. We're just gonna find our way over to the good times again. So
and that's I want to shout out Paul Beatty real quick because he was messaging me. He was watching the show yesterday, and he was giving me some shit. He's like, let's see, are you able to keep immaculate vibes after 2 straight losses type thing? And so he watched the show, and then he was like, okay, you've been doing well on your own so far, but now you have a guest. Let's see how your guest does. And then he was like, you know what? Good job. You are the 1% of the Spurs channels out there that's not having a complete meltdown at the fact that Romero's out, Udogie was out, Van de Veen's injured, Madison's injured. And it's just like, hey, I'm old enough and rough and tough enough to know that life is always going to throw you challenges when you don't need them, when you don't want them, or when you think that you're in the clear. And that's just what was happening. We were riding high, and we were really having a great time with it. And I take nothing back. Everything I said, I stand by 100%. I don't care what they send to me. I still stand by it, and I'll go anywhere and say that. Because, again, can't no one make me feel bad about supporting my club. Can no one make me feel bad about loving Cuti Romero either. So
really, what's the worst that can happen is, well, you just turn out to be wrong. So what?
Oh no! You mean what I was 5 times today? Yeah. You mean what I am every time I open my mouth against my wife? Wrong? Oh, I'm used to that.
That's a much more scary one to be wrong with.
Yeah, but I'm wrong all the time. That is a Richarlison conversion rate when I go and have a debate with my wife. So, but I'm saying with football, hey, I'm about 50-50.
You're showing your inexperience there. You do not debate with the wife.
Well, sometimes we like to have passionate debates about music or cinema. We watch a good movie together. We really both enjoy cinema, and kind of like how you and I were just discussing music, like sharing music and sharing thoughts. And
ultimately, though, you have to concede your ground because
absolutely.
And if she's doing her job too, she's also seeing that she gets her way, but making you think you won. That's how it works. That's when it all comes together nicely there. You both walk away thinking, you're walking away thinking, did I actually win that? And she's thinking, yeah, that got it.
I mostly walk away from all those like, am I in trouble right now? Or am I okay right now? Yeah. What's going to happen?
That's it.
Can I get a hug or can I not?
A little confusion, though. It's like, what actually happened there? But as long as she's not shouting at you've done the right thing.
So, look, marriage aside, my marriage to Cuti Romero cannot be divorced. That is a lifetime bind contract. It don't matter what happens there. So for me, the guy's on international break and he's smiling, and we got people losing their minds on Twitter. We got people talking about, oh, how dare he go in the public face and say, I love me some Argentina. It's like, bro, he's from Argentina. He won a World Cup there. He's about to get to play with Lionel Messi. Like, what are you talking about? Who wouldn't be smiling?
There's a lot of people, I think, don't understand just what being called up to the national team means to people from South America, the Brazilians, the Argentinians. You hear lots of Argentinians in the past. They're talking about football is literally all they have in their lives. The life there's been so bad under various dictatorships and, you know, squalid conditions, living in absolute poverty. It's all they have. So if they get called up to the national team, it's massive. It's bigger than any sort of movie celebrity status. It's like you're a living god to the people at that point.
And then to your family too.
Yeah. So
and for your family to be like, my son plays on the Argentina national team, they go around Argentina and they get treated like kings and queens too, because you've produced it's like a religion there.
Yeah,
and Brazil's a lot the same. And you know, I've never liked the argument that 2 years ago they were saying he only cares about Argentina, he doesn't care about Spurs. Then they were saying there's a comment right here from 2 hours ago. This guy said he only cares about Argentina. I wonder who replied to him. What'd they say? He didn't put out a single apology after what he done. And the second he goes on international duty, he's posting pictures. This is what this dude's bitching about. He didn't put out an apology after what he done. I'm sorry, when you're at McDonald's flipping burgers and a patty falls on the floor, do you apologize or you just clean it up and go about your day? I don't know what they want this man to do. And then he posted pictures online. How dare he, Kuva? He posted pictures online. This is
I'll tell you who he definitely would have apologized to. His manager and his teammates. He guarantee would have done that.
Yeah.
If he hadn't done something like that, if he was so bad with all of this and they believed that he didn't care, they wouldn't give a damn about him, would they? He'd be an outcast, but he isn't. You can see that with him there, the solidarity with players. So he's screwed up. He's got a bit of a temper. I mean, you take that out of his game though, and the player's gone too. Never hear this about Roy Keane. Roy Keane did some terrible things when he was at Manchester United. Even the premeditated come out and deliberately end somebody's career. But you wouldn't have taken any of that side away from it. Well, maybe that part, but
maybe that one little. But is he just a victim of the times? If he was born 30 years ago, if he was born 30 years earlier and was playing 30 years ago in the Premier League, do you think he would be lauded as just a good defender? Or do you think so that's my question, because even on the broadcast for Peacock or NBC here in the States, they were talking about how they really felt if he was born in a different era, he would be one of the best defenders in the league. And because he's playing in this time and this day, that could be why people's perception of him, because of these soft penalties and soft fouls. And for me, I think I feel that a little bit, but Kuva, I would like to know your opinion. What do you think if Romero had a time machine and he was playing the same exact way, but just 30 years, 20 years ago? Do you think he would have been one of the best?
All I'll say is I was brought up watching the late 70s foot style of play when I was a young kid, and then all the way through the 80s. And most of the tackles and incidents that get red cards and yellow cards nowadays wouldn't have even been bookings back then. It was considered a contact sport played by men. Now it's although he's very aggressive. I mean, the one he did get sent, last one he got sent off for, there was a lot of aggression and intent in that. Obviously, could have been in trouble even in the 80s. But how often does he do that? Really? People say it's it's almost like it's every game. If you listen to some people. What's that, first one of the season 11th game in? Is it a real overreaction?
I'm muted. I was agreeing with you. I was saying I think it might just be Chelsea that they rile him up in a certain way. It's just this guy bleeds for Tottenham. He feels the rivalry, and we're like, you naughty boy, you feel the rivalry, and got a little hot-headed, so to speak. But hey, I'm not too upset at him. Let's say Kuva, let's say hello to some people in the chat real quick before we keep going, because look, there's not too many people, so I can actually say hello while still conversing on a conversation for the show. So big up Captain Grandma. I actually had some really good comments that I wanted to read out from Captain Grandma. Left on yesterday's video, Kuva, they left a very long comment that I thought was very well spoken about in regards to Lo Celso. So if there's time, I do want to read that out a little bit later on. Daniel Sandoval's in the house. Big up Daniel Sandoval. Chris Agambar's here. Big up Wayne Bonner. He's in the house. What's up, everyone? Hope you're all well, having a great day. Cuti will always have it in his locker. It's part of being a center back. Let the beast loose. I love that. Drula says, Cuti by name, Cuti by nature. We need defenders that are beasts, not pussycats. And I love that. I second that as well. Boris Britt is in the house, says he's a great player, but he was just a bit too rash in that tackle. And in my eyes, the challenge should have been a yellow, not a red. I will always say, Boris, play cleaner, keep the ref out of it. They're always going to make a mistake here and there. They're always going to get things wrong left and right. But it is your duty to either take them out of the situation completely by playing cleaner, or get it back. Now, if it's a yellow, it's an orange, it's a red, to me it doesn't matter. You allowing the ref to make that call, because whether you agree with it or not, you're allowing them to make that call. You're putting yourself in that situation. So what I would say is, yes, I agree. I think it was a little bit rash. I don't know that it was necessarily like, I agree with the sending off because that's what the ref did, and at the end of the day, I'm just going to go with that because I feel like he was trying to clear the ball, and in the follow through, he caught a dude with his studs, and then he got penalized harshly by it. But it's not like he couldn't have been penalized before that 4 minutes ago. So the guy was playing a little bit out of pocket already. It was like we went up a goal, and then he was like, all right, now I'm going to hurt everybody. And it was just like, I think they were getting under his skin a little bit.
I think that you could have cleared the ball without touching the player in that incident. It was
an angry clearance.
I know when you're trying to. He was trying to put something on the player, no question about it whatsoever. You just can't do that nowadays. So I'm not going to debate the red. It was a red, but as you said,
like to be ambiguous.
It's circumstance. It's Chelsea. That's a crazy game. We get stupid things happening all the time. If you're going to pin that on him as being the norm, then I think you're being very harsh. If we're just going to see what happens the rest of the season with him, because first 10 games that wasn't happening. A couple of rash things, but not too many. You take it out of his game, you've no longer got a Romero. What do you want him doing? Backing off and pointing like Dyer? Not for me. You keep it in his game. There'll be plenty of others watching as well that have seen the same games I've seen in like the 1980s. I mean, especially early 1980s. We had Graham Roberts and Paul Miller regularly being centre backs together. Cuti Romero would have been scared of those two. They were absolute horror film sort of monsters when it came to football. Nobody would mess with them at all. And it was the normal. You come up against the centre forward, you let him know you're there. You're going to smash him around early on, and either he's got a bit of guts and he can stick up for himself and get on with it, or he's going to go out of the game very quickly, or drift out to the wings and try and have a bit of an easier life. It's different times now, that's all. But Cuti is very much an old school type of defender. Mm-hmm. This would have been the norm back in the 80s. This would have been, you'd have seen all Argentinian centre backs would have been the same. All Brazilian, well, not the Brazilians back then. Maybe they're all a bit tippy tappy back then. But for the Argentinians, they had a reputation as being really hard tackling and dirty at times. Even back in the 60s, they had a reputation for that. So it's standard run of the mill. For me, it's not a big deal. But I was brought up in a different era than a lot of people that watch nowadays. So I understand that they're going to see it differently.
I agree with you there, Kuva. I was looking through some of these replies on Christian Romero, and it's like, it's still pretty shocking to me. This guy says, Cuti loves a little break on the sidelines before international duty. Again, insinuating that he cares more about Argentina. Here you go. Contributed to the loss of 6 points. 1, by behaving like a thug. What is this? Is this Donald Trump writing that? This sounds like a Donald Trump. They're thugs. He was playing like a thug. A dirty, rotten thug. 2, not being on the pitch. These people have lost their minds. Don't let Romero haters see this. He's not allowed to smile for a month straight after that mistake. That's what they expect this man to be, as miserable as them for weeks on end. I don't understand. See, don't know what he's got to smile about. I could think of a million reasons. He's got a beautiful wife, a beautiful kid, a beautiful life. He's going to play for Argentina. Should I keep going? He's getting paid to go play soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. He's getting paid to play that.
Look at the alternatives. What happened with, say, Ramos at Real Madrid, who got sent off a hell of a lot more than Cuti has? He goes off, not a problem, is it? Why is that? It's because Real Madrid are doing well. We've not been winning things, so it's like a bigger deal for us. It's like, we think we're going somewhere, lose him. It's a massive blow to the team. But somebody else that's playing in a really successful team that's winning trophies every season practically, it's not a big deal. It's just circumstances. So, unfortunately for us, we don't have the cover. But do I think he should play within himself for the rest of the season because we don't have cover? Hell no. You play the way you're going to play. If you get booked or sent off, so be it. Try your best not to, obviously. But if it's going to change the way you play, it's not worth it. We might as well, if that's the case, let's just pick a load of passive players that never put a challenge in. That's the only way you can really guarantee it.
Well, we did that with Eric Dyer. Remember that second goal? He's just, how much space do you need? I'm gonna cha-cha-cha, and he's just dancing and dancing and dancing. And the guy's like, oh, there he goes. I'm not even driving with the ball, but there he goes. There he goes.
For me, Eric Dyer's more the Travolta. He's sort of 70s disco because he's got the point with it as well.
Oh, you're right. He did do the... I'm going that way. No, I'm going this way. Trying to throw him off. Hey, staying alive. Big up, big boss man in the house. How you doing? Says big up. I saw this as well. Romero will clap back at the haters he has done previously when Spurs fans question his loyalty. I think it's absolutely embarrassing that this man would have to address the fact that his loyalty. I think people forget he got sent off smashing into who? I'll leave that
exactly.
there. Jay says, love Cuti. Think he'll learn from this. Missing these games must be killing him. Remember how he recently missed an an Argentina game because he said he had an important game with Spurs. I love this guy. Yeah. Again, but people
will ignore that, won't they?
Yeah. I did a whole show on when he said that, and I was like, look, here's proof again. But no, it's still happening. It's like just one of those myths you can't seem to shake.
It's a common thing though, isn't it? People seem to be more interested in being right than in enjoying a discussion or something. It's you're quite happy to ignore some of the facts in favor of the ones that suit your argument. There we go.
I like this from Wayne Bonner. Says Romero has nothing to apologize for. Just another Karen who needs to pull their head out of their arse and smell reality instead of the shit that they're full of. And then Jay says Real Madrid are sniffing around Cuti apparently. I would hate that if he goes. Some fans would like that. I mean, I saw some comment in here. Here, there it is. Not going to lie.
It's really true what Big Boss Man says.
It's not Spurs without us having a scapegoat.
Yeah.
For defense, Romero's the scapegoat. For attack, it's Sonny. I just think...
Yeah, you're right.
They can never win.
Or Kane himself when he was here.
True.
The amount of times he'd take stick. Oh, it's his fault we didn't win anything.
Why didn't he do nothing?
Really?
He always does something, though. Yeah, he didn't do nothing today. I remember those discussions. It was fun. But, I mean... That's the same thing they said about Christian Romero last year with Spurs. Well, it's his duty to rise from the ashes of our defense and carry the defense on his back. Like, I'm sorry, he knows there's 3 clowns back there with him, so he's going to go sliding into whoever the fuck has the ball. Is kind of how I saw it, but apparently it was.
I also want to know how Romero getting sent off caused a doggy to get sent off, Maddison to pick up an injury, and Van der Ven to pick up an injury, because I don't put all of those 3 together somehow.
So this tweet from Swizzle, which is a weird name, says, not gonna lie, I'd sell him and get someone who has a cooler head. All these issues right now, I fully blame him for. These injuries from the Chelsea match probably happened for having to cover for being 2 men down. So did he have the second red card too? Is that what I'm being told? He's at fault for that second red card, and then he's also at fault for Van de Veen. I don't think he's at fault for Van de Veen pulling a muscle. I would say the thing why Mickey Van de Veen pulled a muscle is because we had more timeouts in the first half than a damn NFL match.
Mm-hmm.
It was more start-stop than a...
Also, perhaps we could blame Romero for other teams' injuries as well, because they're having the same problems.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We should do that as well. I think those injuries for those other teams as well could be attributed to how many times they're having to start and stop and start. And then it's cold as hell. I mean, think about it. You're warm, and then you stop for 5 minutes.
To be fair, maybe in that case, you could make him partly to blame for it, because that was one of the stoppages, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I guess, yeah.
So if you really want to go for it, I suppose, yeah.
There you go. We're digging. We're finding something. Medi Shelby says, Romero not for Spurs. We can't afford losing defenders like that. We are not a big club who have a big bench. Romero equals liability. Stream about to get very steamy, says Big Boss Man. Love that. Oh, that's because Kuva joined the show. Jay says the guy is absolutely outstanding. Yes, he does lose his head at times. Ainge even says it, but that makes him the player that he is. He controlled it, the aggression, the first 10 and 25. He still has time. He's 25. Again, he's going to miss 3 matches, which is Van de Veen's missing more, Madison's missing more, Lo Celso's missed more, Hill's missed more. There's a lot more players miss a lot more games because they weren't even available. They didn't even see the grass, and they weren't available. But big up, Jay. I agree. Big up, Mick Dundee says, hey, Jacob and chat, how you doing? Everyone, I guess I'm way behind in the chat. Everyone's showing some love to Kuva. Is Kuva's part of Hell's Angels? Can you confirm or deny?
I'll tell you, when I was young and with a couple of my mates and we got bikes, we thought we were, because when you're young, you're really stupid and do things like that. Then one day we actually bumped into someone and we realised we're really not.
Yeah, you always think you're tough till you actually find someone tough.
Yeah, those couple of beers we might have had turned into urine pretty quickly, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're always tough. You always feel real tough, you know what I mean? You get a couple drinks, you get a couple guys around you, and yeah, I could take on any motherfucker. Then you meet a bad man, and you're like, you know what? I was wrong. Big up Bill in the house. It's time for a Cuti photo break. What a good call. It's always time for a good Cuti photo break. We could always use some loving photos of Romero. Let's remember the good. Let's remember the love. He's got nothing but love for Tottenham Hotspur, and everyone just want to be mean to him. And I don't understand it. So there you go.
How could a face like that do anything wrong? I mean,
he didn't do anything wrong, y'all.
Yeah, it was VAR was to blame with that being correct.
They're corrupt. We need to email the PGMO. I demand a replay of Chelsea. That's what I'm gonna start doing. So. Yeah. I demand a replay. Big up Moondog. Says big up Jacob and Kuva hitting us with the first super chat of the day. How are you doing, Moondog? Good morning from El Paso, Texas. Yes, it is still morning. Only for a little bit longer, but big up. Hope you're doing well, Moondog. Appreciate you being here. Let me see where I was in the chat. Big up, Lisa is here. Ryman's son, is always time for a Cuti photo break. Thank you for the reminder. And big up, Lisa. Romero probably has Messi on speed dial. I mean, yeah, of course. That'd be very. I love to have Messi on speed dial. Because do you? I don't think I've ever asked you. What do you think about Messi whenever he said Christian Romero is the greatest defender on the planet right now? Do you think that's just Argentina blowing Argentina smoke, or is there some validity to these statements? Are they egregious?
I think he will have obviously trained with him at international level and seen that he's got real quality. Because Messi wouldn't have been on the receiving end of any of a Cuti special going through his shin at 90 miles an hour. He's probably seeing all the good side of certain things. So looking at a really classy footballing defender and rating him extremely highly. So I think he's just spent enough time with him to think, he is one of the best around. So that, plus, of course, you're going to big up your teammates going into the national team. I mean, what are you going to say? Like, I'm Lionel Messi, but I've got to do all of this by myself because the rest of the team's rubbish. You're not going to say that. Of course, you've got to big them up a bit. So I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. You listen to any ex-footballer, centre-backs were like Sky and things like that. Jamie Carragher, who's going to say the best? Who's going to say the best footballer he's been on the pitch with? He's going to pick a teammate, isn't he? Of course he is.
No,
it's natural.
not necessarily.
The people you spend time with and play on the same side as, you're going to have a bond with them. So I'm not surprised by it in the slightest. I think it surprises me more when he says things like that about Lo Celso, because just haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but hey, remains to be seen, I bet. Wayne Bonner says, I bet that idiot hasn't said that Udogie owes an apology for his red, or that Van de Ven and Madison haven't apologized for being. I think Madison did post something addressing it, but I don't know if it's a sorry. But James Madison, I don't need you to apologize for a man stomping on your ankle. All right, it's okay. Like, I don't need these grown men. Why do so many people's emotions hinge on some other dude apologizing to him? I don't understand that. Is that just, has that always been the way in this sport, that people just like, you need to say sorry? I mean,
for me, the biggest way to say sorry to the fans is come out and play a blinder in the next few games.
yes,
Because
if he did come out with his words, you know what they would say then? Your words don't mean shit. You need to back it up with your actions.
Yeah,
He's damned
right.
if he does, damned if he doesn't. That's what I don't get. Big Boss Man says if he was playing 30 years ago, he would be told to get stuck in more, to be fair.
He probably would, yeah.
God. Big up, Big Boss Man. Good to see you back in the chat, my friend. Drunk Vigo says, Cello guy is still in his Snuggie eating soy. I did have some soy milk with some Kashi cereal with a nice fruit smoothie this morning for breakfast. So you're right there, Drunk Vigo. Mick Dundee says, as a defender, we were always taught to go in hard at the ball. Otherwise, you are going to get injured. Kawani Spurs. Very good point. Very good point.
Even in training.
Yeah, even in training. Yeah. And I like that whenever they start asking the teammates, like, so who's the most aggressive in training? Everyone's like, Romero, Cuti. And everyone's like, there was the first day of preseason, someone posted a picture of their shin bleeding, and they're like, thanks, Romero. And he's like, next time don't be in my way, or something like that. I love that. Get the fuck out of my way. Like, I'm a huge fan.
It's like a boxer training for an upcoming fight. You've got to go through a bout of conditioning. You've got to get your body able to take those hits and get adjusted to being whacked hard at times. So it's just part and parcel of it. It's still a contact sport, but we're soon heading, I think, away from that. I think we're going to end up in some really stale kind of tabletop football thing going on. It's where, you're barely allowed to touch it. How long before we started seeing experiments at, say, the Olympics with non-contact football? I bet you it happens. Hopefully not in my life.
How can you play non-contact?
Excuse
me, pardon me. Allow me to grab the ball from you, sir.
May I, sir?
May I? Well, since you asked so nicely, here you go. And then no one's going to watch that.
That'd be a very British way of playing, wouldn't it?
I will allow you to. Big up Run, Devil, Run. I hope we nenever see that Kuva, personally.
Yeah, me too.
Alan Bennett says Kuti would be Graham Roberts.
With that.
No, I would like to see us experiment more with the AI technology as far as the offsides rule. Let's really get down to the nitty gritty and see if we offside or not, and then just end the debate once and for all. Big up Captain Grandma. Go ahead.
I was going to say, with that technology exists, doesn't it? They're already talking about just having completely automated offside rules, offside technology. So it's just instant and final. That'll be okay. That'll be like the goal line technology. Like, either it is offside or it isn't, and there's no debating it. There's no looking at camera angles. It's just 100% decided on the spot. I'll be okay with that because it doesn't slow the game down.
Well, that's a good point. Captain Grandma says, I watched the video today where Roy Keane was talking about his red cards. A good insight into what happens after in the dressing room with Gary Neville, Jill Scott, and Ian Wright. I'll have to check that out. Good recommendation there. Drula says Van de Ven's back in the gym already, which is a good sign. He is back in the gym hugging, but he was back in the gym from day one because that photo of him and Sonny touching fingers.
The finger workout.
Yeah, the finger workout. Okay. The good old finger.
I suppose he's working on fitness on the rest of his body and leaving the injury alone, I suppose.
Yeah. There you go. Work out, get some curls in, get some left foot lunges
Get
in.
some of that Pornhub bicep going. Like,
Yeah, there you go. The real strong forearm. Ryman's son says, question, did Ainge, quote, bulletproof himself for the rest of the season, given the results up until the Wolves game? What do you think?
for me, yeah. For me, I can see what we're trying to do there. I can also see that we cannot do it with some of the players we currently got. So I'm not gonna start getting on Ange's back about it. That's the circumstance we're in. I see the future. I see what we're trying to do. So for me, bulletproof right the way through. This season, I'll just have to. It's the fact he overachieved so much in those first 10 games when we got to the top of the table. That changed expectations and we started dreaming really big.
Yeah.
But if we just take a step back and think, what did we really want at the beginning of the season? For me, it was only 8th place and just start seeing a style of play implemented that we could carry through to next season. That's all I wanted, nothing else. It's been a bonus so far. So, yeah, he's bulletproof for me.
I'm there with you too, Kuva, to answer this question. That I, not necessarily by the results, but just by the changing of everything. Like even if we weren't where we're at in the table, I would still feel pretty damn good about our prospects under Ainge Postecoglou because, like you said, I wanted to see an identity, an ethos, something I can say like tangibly. This is what we do. This is what we stand for. Not this. Sometimes maybe shit. Sometimes maybe good. Like I want that, and then I also want to see the academy playing to the same level as the first team because if we get a James Madison, if we get a Vindavine, a Udogi injured, hopefully in 3 years' time, if that happens, we have a guy in the academy who says, hey, I've been playing that for 3-4 years now. I know exactly what I need to do in that, and we have that identity. That's what I want. We've been starting that. I wanted us to have a different approach to our scouting and recruiting because our scouting and recruiting has been absolute dog water lately. So, outside of this past summer, excuse me, because Vandeveen and Madison, and Vicario, scrumptious little bit of scouting. And Udogi, but that was 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah, but Brennan Johnson's looking like a good signing as well. I think he's going to do well.
That's a good shout. So I'm saying, like we've started turning the tide, in my opinion, on profile of player we go for, types of deals we're looking for, and the identity like we aforementioned. So I'm not saying bulletproof, but you can't touch the man right now. I think you just got to let him keep cooking. Some dishes are best cooked over time, slow roast. Let them beans cook overnight.
I would be more concerned if after the Wolves game, Ange had come out and said, started making excuses like, "Oh, the ref wasn't giving us the run of the green," and "Oh, VAR could have done better." And he wasn't making excuses. He just said, "Look, some of the guys came in and they haven't been match ready. They haven't been match fit because." Lack of games. Dyer was having his first game of the season, and we didn't have our usual sort of fluidity in the way we play, which was all true. It's like he wasn't saying, "Oh, we were just unlucky." He's saying, "No, it wasn't good, but there's the reasons, and we're just going to have to try and fix it." Now, for me, I'm okay with that. It's a dreadful game, the Wolves game. We were very poor. Ange knows that. That's not Ange ball we were watching. That's completely foreign. That was last season. That was those players from last season that were on the fringes having a chance, and they haven't had time to adjust to the new way of playing, if they even can. Which, let's face it, neither of us believes Eric Dyer ever will, do we? Ben Davies is going to struggle, but at least he can defend a little bit. And Emerson Royale struggles at right back, let alone playing him at left back. So the circumstances, I'm okay with that under the circumstances. It's really difficult to watch, but what can we do right now? It's either that or you do start bringing youngsters in. And what happens if they make mistakes? What are the fans going to be like with them then? It'll be, oh, Phillips, he missed and there was a goal. And, oh, what a bad signing. Why didn't we sign a £150 million defender? It's like, no, that's just what we've got, man. So you make the most of it at the moment. Ange is working with scraps from previous regimes and players that he had nothing to do with. and he's just got a little fresh impetus of players coming in, and he's doing something good with them. When we have the first team back, we'll be off flying again. I'm sure of it. We'll start seeing more of the Ange football in more bigger and bigger glimpses of it, lasting longer periods. Hopefully, give it a year, give it 2 years. You're going to see that on a regular basis. I'm happy to sort of strap in and take the rough ride, because I know we're going to have a nice fun time later.
Good. I like that, and I agree with you. I want to address a few comments here that came in that I have just now read. Ronnie says Romero can piss off. Big up, Ronnie. You're free to share your opinions here. Mehdi Shelby says, I used to like your show, but listening to you give excuses to Romero, you are a disappointment, as is Romero. You are fine with a shit player fucking our season.
Well, luckily for you, Mehdi, you've got Eric Dyer now, so enjoy it.
Hey, and also, I really don't even know where to begin to start dissecting this. But if one opinion can sway, or if one opinion of mine can sway your opinion on this show, then hey, man, I really don't know what to tell you. But also, if you think I'm as disappointing as Romero, then clearly you don't rate the fourth best player on our squad. Is statistically rated this season with that red card our fourth best player. Look, making excuses or not, opinions are opinions, and some statistical components are facts. So when I see this other comment from you saying Romero is shit, it's a scientific fact, that automatically makes me disregard everything that you've said, because to state that something's a scientific fact when clearly you're just waffling I guess you're just here to chat nonsense, which is totally cool. You're allowed to do whatever you want. But again, if you don't like the show, there's 5 other channels live right now. Literally right now you could go to. So again, I'm only here to share my opinions. You're allowed to agree. You're allowed to disagree. Tell me how you feel. That's all welcome. And sorry if you think I'm a disappointment, but my wife loved me, my family loved me, and I guess that's all that really matters at the end of the day, Mehdi, not your opinion. Says he has the money to live without working, as you said, but yet he still shows up to work. What does that say about him? Ronnie also goes on to say, get rid of him. He's a liability. Buy another defender who you can rely on. I think we can rely on him. I think it's just a momentary lapse of judgment in a heated battle where, look, he made a mistake, and that's going to happen. Everyone makes mistakes in the thrills of battle, and his just happens to be one that's going to cost us. Are we not? I just think people are so quick to turn on a player because of one thing or two things, that has happened in the course of a 3-year tenure here. But yet no one talks about the fact that fucking Dyer's coming in, that Davies is coming in. Both of them boys been here for 10 years. Didn't Van de Ven do his hamstring before Udogie got sent off, or was it after? Let me see. I'm not sure. I thought he did his hamstring when we were down to 9 men.
It was all happening so quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of things were going on at that moment. So let's see here. Van de Ven left at the 45th +1, and so yes, Van de Ven got injured in the first half. Udogie got sent off in the second half. So Van de Ven did his hamstring before Udogie got sent off. You are correct, Wayne Bonner. Big up Moondog. Another super chat here says, I'd rather have Romero than Dyer any time. And I agree with you there. I too would much rather have Romero in any sense, as a friend, a person that, hangs out your house.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know. But hey, big up Moondog. Appreciate you being here, showing some love. Where am I at in the comments? I'm moving around. Snuggy guy having some Texas toast. Big up Moondog. I don't think that's even a question, but these people that are upset about Romero.
What's Texas toast? How do you cook it Texas style?
It's basically like a bread, butter, and you just toast it on both sides. Whataburger, if you're ever in the States and you're in the South, go to Whataburger. You can always sub the bread there for Texas toast, and it is fabulous. Get you some Texas toast. Paul G's in the house. Says, afternoon, guys. Great show last night. Glad I've caught this one. Big up, Paul G in the house. Mountain Bushman is here. Mountain Bushman, how you doing? Big up yourself. Let's see. Y'all talking to each other. Ronnie says, Romero is just a hothead. He's not just that, but he can be at times. We can all be different things at times. Ash is here. Big up, Ash, all the way in India. How you doing? Says, I'm all for protecting athletes, but soon the VAR interruptions after contact may cause more injuries than the actual contact. Very good point, and I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Kaufman, big up Ben Kaufman, says, tough for Van de Veen back in the gym. He needs to be careful. Do you think is he being a little... I mean, the pants. Did you see the photo I shared earlier, Kuva? Did you see it?
Maybe if Van der Ven's back in the gym, oh, there we go.
The pants are nice and snug.
It looks like he's working out fine there.
He looks fine to me. He looks like he's doing all right. I don't know.
Perhaps the danger is, if he's back in the gym and Romero's there and Romero gets told to leave the gym, Van der Ven might pick up another injury.
Oh, that's right. And if Romero accidentally orders a meatball sub instead of the tuna sandwich, Van der Veen's then going to get a meatball sub instead of the tuna sandwich. So he's got to be careful. Got to be careful. Ian Ferguson says, no matter what happens this season, Ainge gets a pass. So much work to do. I've said he has 3 more windows for me until I'm going to start judging him. Because
I think I wouldn't say no matter what, but the way things are going currently, I'd agree with that. I think if he keeps picking Davis and Dyer at centre back for the next 6 games of them, and we lose all of them, and it's always Davis and Dyer that cause the problems. If that happens, you've got to start thinking, why hasn't he changed this? But I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I think Ange is currently learning about his squad this season. So some of these players, although we don't like seeing them there,
I love the fact that when we lost to Chelsea and then when we lost to Wolves now, these are the mistakes that Ainge has made. Wolves and Chelsea and Fulham. And they always go back to Fulham. And I'm like so over the Fulham shit. How many times, like, how obvious does it have to be for everybody that this man was showing that, look, when you put these tires on the car, it will not fucking go.
He even said before the game that some of these players have been training hard and they deserve a chance to show what they can do. So he gives them a chance.
He gave them a chance. Yeah. You put the tires on the car and it didn't go, just like we all said it wouldn't. And then everyone's mad at him for doing that because, well, we knew it wouldn't, so how does he not know? Well, he doesn't know because they were playing a Jose, a Conte, a Nuno, maybe potentially a Pochettino system. So how could he know? But big up real quick.
The other excuse was not excuse, but opinion was he basically put out a weakened team in a competition that we could have won. But that's the same reason why we can't win the league because of these big teams always win the league. But the League Cup, last 10 years, it's been won by those same big teams. It's Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Who was the other ones? Done Liverpool. Yeah, but it's basically all the same. You have to go back 10 years. I think it's Swansea or something like that. I think it's the last team that wasn't one of those big 4, big 5 teams. So the argument that it was winnable for us is no more than it ever was. It's we just don't do well in it.
Big up Moondog with the 3rd super chat. Blessing the channel. I almost swiped back and would have kicked myself out of the studio there, Kuva. But Moondog says these people wouldn't like Dave McKay, legend. Kuva. Mackay.
Forgive you. You're a youngster. I'll forgive you.
I was going to blame it on being an American, so do I get double excuses? Dave McKay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you say Mackay?
Yeah, Scotsman. Yeah.
Scots.
Yeah,
David Mackay. Little laddie.
Severy would have broken your legs for the disrespect already.
Big up Dave.
He's got to be one of the hardest players of all time. There's infamous pictures of him.
I'm gonna have to look him up. I wonder if I can find some cool YouTube.
There is one infamous one in particular. There was a player for Leeds called Billy Bremner, who had a reputation for being quite a hard player and quite a dirty player, get himself stuck in and injure others. And he tried to injure Dave Mackay after Dave Mackay had just come back from a broken leg. Dave Mackay was infuriated, and he just grabs Billy Bremner by the shirt and he's holding him up like, that right there. And he got this picture of him angrily looking at Billy Bremner, and Billy Bremner's got his arms out like, I didn't mean it. And in the back, there's this referee running towards him with the whistle, and he looks horrified.
That goes back to what we were talking about. You're real tough till the actual tough guy get in your face. Things change real quickly. Wow. Also, happy birthday, Dave Mackey. R.I.P. is what
Dave
someone
Mackay,
just said.
yeah.
Mackay. Well, I can't pronounce the name right. Damn. Mackay.
Yeah.
Mackay. Let me see here. Dude used to like your show. He did. Why do rivals call us Spuds? What's the origin of that term, or is it just lazy twist on Spurs? I think it's to call us potatoes. Just
pure laziness.
Just pure laziness. Big up the Hotspur hippie, says, I used to like your show, but now I love it. Romero is great. Look at that. Cheers, Paul. Paul, don't know how long we're going to go, but good morning. I hope you're well. I sent you a whole bunch of text messages, and within that was one of them was a link. So you're always welcome to join, but I know it is quite fucking early there for you. So big up. Hope you're doing well. Big up Paul G every single time. Mario Kitobos, how you doing, Mario? Says, hi guys, great show. What are you expecting from the next two games, Villa and City? I'll live on hope. You never know. Hey, you never know. But Villa at home, they've had a rough away form as of lately. City away for us looks tough. We did talk about this more in depth yesterday, but hey, big up. You're here now, and so I will slightly answer this. Aston Villa, I expect us to go out there and give it a real good go. I think Ainge is going to have a lot of time on his hands to figure out where some certain pieces could be tweaked, turned, and maybe we could actually go out there and play our brand of football and not this identity-less, this shell of a ball. So I'm going to say I think we can actually go out there and get a draw versus Villa. I know a lot of people think they're going to come get the win. Some people said we might even get the win. I'm going to go modest because my expectations are pretty low right now without Romero, without Van de Ven, without Madison. That is still 3 out of the core 8 that we're missing. Not to mention Basuma, actually. So we will be still missing 4 out of the core 8 because Basuma is suspended for Villa. So I'm going to say I think we could still get a draw out of that. I'm going to go ahead and take a draw for Villa, and I think we're going to lose versus City personally. I think City's got too much. They're starting to I know they did draw versus Chelsea, but that was a fantastic fucking game first and foremost. But I think they're going to start, November, December is when they really start turning the corner and then chasing after everything. And they're already top of the league. Like, I just think they're going to have too much for us when we go there to the Etihad, and we won't have enough to fight them back with. Kuva, did you want to add anything?
No, I'm not as optimistic as you are on that.
About Villa. Yeah, you think no, because we did talk about this, and you said 4 straight L's incoming. You said 4. I'm saying no way. There's a draw in there somewhere, Kuva. Don't tell me it's impossible. It has to be Villa. It has to be.
If we had performed against Wolves and we lost the game narrowly, I would have had a bit of hope, but we couldn't play Ange ball at all.
But we'll have an actual left back.
Well,
and I think that when you think about the loss of Udogie, when I was watching Wolves back, Paul just sent me a picture of Dave Mackey. Oh, Mackay. The picture you're talking about, Mackay. Damn it!
That's the one.
This is the picture you're talking about.
Oh, you can't quite see it, but to the right on that picture, if there was a more panned out picture, you can see the referee running in, and the referee looks in an absolute panic, eyes wide open. He thinks that Billy Bremner's about to get his head taken off by Dave Mackay. It's a great picture. It's one of my favorites of all time.
Oh, that's a great picture. Yeah, that's a fantastic picture. That's one of those you want to hang on the wall if you get him to sign it. But big up Mario. I think there's a little hope. I think there's a little hope, personally.
There's
Versus
always
Villa.
we are at home. That's something. And
Yeah.
we should at least have 11 players on the pitch. Hopefully,
There's
that's going to help
no
as well.
I just don't see us taking 4 L's. There's no way we're taking 4 L's. I don't see it, Kuva. It ain't happening. We took
If you were
two.
going,
We're
if
gonna
you were going to sabotage our first team, which 4 players would you have taken out?
Madison, Romero, Van de Veen, Son, maybe Vicario in there for Son.
Okay, so 3 of those have gone. And that's when you're deliberately trying to sabotage the team.
You know what's interesting is whenever we had those long breaks in between matches when we were just winning and everything was feeling great, Kuva, I remember just having a casual conversation like, if there was one injury to anyone on this team that would alter us the greatest, what would it be? And like we slightly ranked it like who is the most valuable, not like don't let him get touched type. And it was James Madison was a resounding number 1, I remember. But then right behind him was Van de Ven and Romero. Either one, take your pick. You take one of them out, and we look a lot different. So, but we lost both of them, Kuva. It was literally worst
Romero,
case scenario.
And a doggy. Three of the back 4 gone. It's like you're expecting to do well against a free-scoring Aston Villa team, and Man City are the dominant force in British football, and at the moment Europe as well. So, when we're expecting to do well against both of those sides right now, I think there's hope for the Villa game. I think for the Man City game, let's just go and show a bit of team spirit and put up a fight and hope for a miracle, maybe. But it's not on the cards, is it? Oh, you've gone muted.
Oh, I muted myself. My son's out there singing along. Well, not really singing.
I thought your response was that bad.
Yeah, like the little pantomiming. Big up Side Dancers in the house. Drula says immaculate show, and we love it. Big up. Hey, no matter what people say about the show, I appreciate the lovers more than the haters. Ben Kaufman says, I'm not comparing Cuti to Sergio Ramos, but Sergio Ramos has 28 red cards in his career, and Sergio Ramos, 5 times Champions League defender, is a reliability. What he did was idiotic, but he'll get there. A lot of time, too. He's only 25. I think people want him to be perfect by 20. Kuva, at 25, were you making mistakes as a young man in your professional life, your personal life, etc.?
I was a mistake. I'd like to think of myself as being an intelligent person over the course of time, but I think at the age of 25, I knew nothing. I don't think I'd consider myself even grown up till I was 35.
I'm 33 now, and I consider myself pretty damn grown up. But look, I think let the man live. You know what? I'm just going to do this screen so we can just look at his face some more. Let the man live and smile. Fans are saying he shouldn't be smiling, Kuva. I don't get it, man. Why can he not smile? Big up Mia. How you doing, Mia? Good to see you in the house.
See, that smile, that's the smile for the referee, isn't it? You put on the scowl face when you're smashing the opponent in half, and then you turn around and you got that kind of smile on. It's like, hey, I didn't do nothing, buddy.
Drunk Vigo said I'm a boomer. Bro, I'm not a boomer. What the hell? I don't know what they call my generation, but I'm not a boomer. Damn, that's rough.
Well, 33 now, so that's
I was born 1990. Yeah.
So that's what, Gen Y, is it, or something like that?
Gen X?
No, I'm Gen X. I'm born.
Am I millennial because I was like in the
millennial? You might be, yeah. Maybe you're a millennial. Oh God, that's the worst of the lot, mate. I'll give up.
What's the ones after me? What's today's? What do they call them?
Gen Z, is it now, or something like that?
Ian says, yeah, we're millennials. Gen Snuggie. I'll take Gen Snuggie. Personally, that sounds comfortable as hell. Big up Ben.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Nowadays, it would be gender fluid, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be whatever you want it to be, Kuva.
That's right, yeah. No,
whatever you dream it, you can believe it. JC says, "Hey Jacob and Kuva, big up. Everything will be fine. You can say you are coming, just like we were saying we will be there soon." This is a Chelsea fan. Big up JC. Always good to see you in the house, showing some love to some Spurs fans, even if we're down and out right now. Ellie's in the house. Big up Ellie with Just to Grow Love Spurs. Ellie, Queen Ellie of North London says, he's learning from what we've known from years that they are crap. They are tires that they have been pierced and they are battered and ready for the scrapyard. But yet, Levy knows there's still at least a mile left on them. We can get down to the store with them.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Exactly what we're doing.
JC, this is a Rivals fan. Rivals perspective says, not the first time Romero does stupidity. Remember the last game, Cucurella hair pull, totally unnecessary. Play football. Very good point.
I'm actually more angered about the hair pull than the aggressive tackle, because at least the aggressive tackle, he says, part of the game.
Part of the game. The hair pull is that's what, and a little bit of it was, I feel like Chelsea wanted to get under his skin early because they knew they could get that kind of thing out of him.
Yeah.
And so I really feel like they knew it. They got into his head, and he let them win. And he made a big mistake. It was stupid. It was
not the first time that's been done to a player, is it? So it won't be the last.
Yeah, get your hair pulled, my friend. Kuva, do you remember the 1971 FA Cup final? Bremner versus Chopper Harris of Chelsea. Wasn't Spurs, but what a final.
I've seen video clips of it, and I'm aware of the final being an absolute classic, as they say. Two very, very hard men coming together in one match. 71, unfortunately, that is the year of my birth, so it was a little bit early for me to be watching the FA Cup final.
Yeah. I did miss this comment from Mick Dundee. Says, as an Aussie, I find the quickness of English Spurs fans, I guess the majority that live in London, to turn on players or Ainge disappointing. Loyalty is a big quality here in Australia. I have come to the conclusion it's due to the miserable weather in London generally has, especially coming into autumn, winter. Shite weather makes you miserable. I know in Seattle, it's almost a prescription that you get a UV lamp for how much it rains. Like, I don't want to use a blanket term for all English Spurs fans. I think it's some. And I think in every fan base, you have some fans of like every cut of cloth. You have good guys, you have bad guys, you have scumbags, you have heroes. You know what I mean? I think every fan base has it. I don't like to paint everybody with a very broad brush personally. But I do think it's not just English fans too. I've seen American fans as well. I've seen fans from other nationalities say that, oh, this, that, and Romero's this, Romero's that, or yeah. I think it's just a human trait of people sometimes.
Yeah, it's being a fan. Fans are supposed to be fickle. One moment you're slamming your own player. They can't hit the target to save their life. Next moment they score a winner in a game and you sing their name like they're the best player ever. It's just the way it always is. I mean, it gets exaggerated now because of social media, I think. So it's not forgotten as quickly as it normally used to be. Because you'd lose a game, say on a Saturday back in the day, and everybody go out for a drink on the Saturday night and be talking about it. Come Monday morning, it's pretty much forgotten again. You're looking for the next game already. But nowadays, it's replayed over and over.
Talked about,
reanalyzed.
I'm here on YouTube talking about it. Yeah. But big up everybody who's still here. Keep hitting that like. I appreciate everyone who has tapped in, whether short time, long time, the whole time. Hope it was a good time. Let's check in with the poll real quick. 59 votes, 41% says, I love him despite his flaws. I love that. And then 32% says, he's had mistakes, but overall has been great. And I agree. I think he has had mistakes, and overall has been great. He's not one of the guys I'd classify as he can't cut it, because there's a lot of folks already on this list of he can't cut it. Yeah,
he's one of the ones I look at. We build this team around him and Van der Ven together. Fantastic.
Interesting. Yeah. And then they commented about that too, Kuva, that Mickey Van Veen said Romero brings out a little bit more aggression in me. I bring a little bit more calmness to him, and we kind of balance each other out well in that sense. So I like their partnership, and it's unfortunate because it was just starting to bud. It was just starting to come together. Ellie says Steve Perriman told me that he hated that pick, Kuva, because he wanted to be remembered for his brilliant defending and not his aggression. Big up
It's
Steve
true.
Perriman. He does have a YouTube channel, if you didn't know.
He does.
He
Good. It's
does.
good. It's good.
Yeah. Steve Perriman.
Ellie's quite right. Dave Mackay was a fantastic footballer. That was first and foremost. That's what he was. The aggression side of it just came with it because he was a born winner. He could not accept defeat no matter what. That's why he went on to win league titles after breaking his leg and going on to unfancy clubs and winning it again. Just an incredible player, one of the best of his generation. So I can see why Dave Mackay would be upset about that. That's not what he should be remembered for. Being a brilliant footballer is what really made him stand out from the rest.
I love that. Very well said. Let's see here. Hugo, Arsenal fan, says, big up to the biggest waffler Jacob on my lunch break, stopping by to slap the like. Big up, Hugo. We did have the American Waffle Show yesterday. That was a lot of fun. TJ, myself, Staffy over there on Staffy TV. Jimmy Spliff is a part of that now. Drunk Vigo says, up the Villa. They're bringing you a massive L. Kuva knows.
Yeah, Kuva? Sadly, I do see it that way.
I'm saying a draw. I'm saying there's no way we're taking.
Really,
if we lose to Villa, we're drawing City. There's no other way. We're not taking 4 L's. We are not taking 4 L's. I cannot fathom it.
That Chelsea game, it wasn't the result. It was everything that went with it. Suspensions and anything. It wasn't just one wheel coming off. It was 3 of the wheels coming off.
And then the engine popped out the hood. Gas started leaking and you just filled up the gas tank.
We're still looking around for those wheels. It's like, they're not back on yet.
It's not just the wheels either. It's not just the wheels we have to repair. Big up Rich. Rich is back. Big up Rich. Says big up Jacob and Kuva. The ref and Venables were shitting themselves, says Wayne Bonner. Mackay, then you won't go wrong. Okay, Mackay. Villa, that dark horse this season, no cap, says Ryman. I'm young and hip enough to know Kuvo says no cap. That's like, they're not lying. That's not a lie that Villa is a dark horse.
Good side this season. If they sort their away form out, they're going to be strong contenders for top 4, certainly. But
I'm going to say this.
It's early for them as well. Sorry.
You can't spell Aston Villa without ass. All right? We're going to go in there and we're going to take them cheeks and we're going to clap them together. Yeah.
If you want to be really sort of with the language nowadays, you could say you can't spell it without ill either.
Oh. That is very... Hey, anything... Look, I even asked you about the Romero prop for Messi because any prop will do. Agendas will agenda. If Messi says Romero's the GOAT, then who am I to say I know more about ball than Lionel Messi? That's just how I like to go. Jacob, you're getting educated and save Mackay. Damn it!
Hang on. Maybe this one's better for you. You've got a show called MacGyver over there, haven't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Think of that when you're talking about it.
We got Steve Mackay. Bill Nicholson said he was the missing piece that made us great, and we went on to do the double that no other team had achieved for 64 years prior, Jacob. But if I bring this up on rival chats, they're all going to say, tell me something that happened before 1961.
With Spurs?
No, after 1961, I mean.
Winning the FA Cup in 62, winning the... going on to win European trophies, back-to-back FA Cups in 81, 82, another European trophy in 84, the FA Cup in 91.
Don't let them forget about that European trophy in 84, Kuva. I know I wasn't born yet, but I still...
We're regularly through 60s, 70s, and 80s. We're getting into European semi-finals, finals, winning some, or getting close all the time. We were a good side back there. Then we went through a bit of a dip in the 70s and got relegated. So I had to claw our way back. But you know what? We did that as well, and then came back to win more FA Cups and European trophies. So we've had a bit of an up and down history, but without doubt, we talk about lots of older fans will always talk about the Super Spurs back in the 60s, but it's for good reason. We had an amazing team that was better than the others around us. So why wouldn't you talk about it?
Exactly.
It's like Man United fans fondly remembering the treble-winning side. Right, quite right. They should do. It was a great side. So why not remember it? Sure enough, the Gooners will talk about their Invincibles. They had a great side there as well. It's right that as fans, you're supposed to remember your best teams. So why should we be any different?
Well said, Kuva. Why should we be any different? Faz Radfar in the house. Big up Faz Radfar. Big up that TPS players in the house. Gen Z is from 97 to 2012. So I'm not Gen Z. I'm before that, I guess. 1990 gang checking in. Ellie loves Romero. Isn't that great? 1976 Gen X. I was born in 73. Not saying which century.
Gen X as well.
All right. Learning about what they call generations. Isn't that fun? Where is it? There. Patty Hardnett in the house says, name one defender who has never made a mistake. Spurs fans can be thick as shit at times. Big up Patty Hardnett. Hope you're well, buddy. Look,
I'll name one. Maldini. Never saw him make a mistake in his career. But he's a legend, though.
Yeah, he is. Weren't they calling? No, that's Cafu. That they were calling Doherty the Irish Cafu. Someone put that on a shirt. I remember.
You could have a bit of fun with some things.
Hey, he was on the winning side on Saturday.
He always comes up as well. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
That's hilarious. That TPS player says Romero and Van de Ven is like Alderweireld and Vertonghen in their prime. I think they were starting to look that way. I would give them, let me see it for at least a few months, several months, not just one or two. But yeah, I'm very excited about the partnership they're building. We've been needing center backs with a partnership for so long that feels like we were starting to get that before it all went away.
I'll go even further to say that Romero and Van de Ven could become a more important partnership than Super Jan and Toby, because Van de Ven adds that electric pace to it as well. So you've got that great centre-back pairing, and you've got recovery pace that we had to rely on from Danny Rose or Kyle Walker at times. But you've got that built into one of the central defenders now as well, which is a phenomenal thing to do. It really allows the team to go forward more, commit an extra player forward. Could turn out to be more important. But it's a long way to go, like you said. Jan and Toby proved it over a number of years. So let's see how these two do. I'm excited, though. I'm really excited. That's them and Vicario. Despite what we say about Maddison and he's rightly getting all the plaudits, it's Vicario, Romero, and Van de Ven for me. That's the basis of us doing something. I think that's the unit at the back there that allows the rest of the team to get forward.
Well, that's a very good point. I like that fact that you're right, because that does allow you to commit technically two fullbacks forward whenever we do play that way. So I do enjoy that. Big up Barry Shuttleworth is in the house. Good to see you here. Drunk Vigo's having a good time. Mario says Villa do not travel well. They lost their last away game to Forest 2-0. I have a feeling we will beat them. Come on, Kuva, believe. Forest beat them 2-0. Nottingham Forest, Kuva beat Aston Villa at home 2-0.
Put it this way: if we had a full strength squad, I would have no problem predicting a win for us whatsoever. Absolutely no problem. But we don't. And I think a full-strength Forest side, at least they are playing the way they know how to play at the moment. We've suddenly lost our ability to play handball, which is more than a bit of a worry at the moment. Based on the Wolves game, we're not going to suddenly turn that around. So hopefully we do, though. So let's see what Ange can do on the training pitch, see if some of these players can respond, or whether we need to make some changes to try to kick-start that back line, because it didn't look good. Defended well for quite a few minutes, almost more than the 90 minutes. we were getting away with a few things, but generally defended well. But we were not playing good football. It was a terrible game for us. It doesn't build confidence for me. We've got to turn it around. Is Villa the team you really want to be playing when you've got to try and find a way just to play your normal game? Not for me. I think they're full of confidence, full of goals. Forest probably aren't as bad as we think they are. Well, they ain't that great, are they? But Forest at home is still some sort of threat to teams. Villa haven't been good away. That's the only thing that's going for us. We're at home and they're away. If it was at Villa Park, we're getting beaten.
Yikes. Luckily, it's not at Villa Park. What I would say about the Villa match, though, Kuva, is fuck them. We ball. We move. We go again. I know Wolves wasn't great, but that is all the more reason why I believe we will at least get a point versus Villa at home, because it wasn't great, because it was so bad. We have so much footage for Ainge to say, look at this, you cow. Look at this, you fool. Look at this, you milkshake drinker. You know? I think Ainge is going to have more than enough time. He's going to say, go enjoy your break, but when you come back, I'm kicking every single one of your asses. And I think that's what's about to happen. And we're gonna be so upset with ourselves that we're gonna want to make Daddy Ainge proud. We're gonna want to make him happy again. He said, "I'm not mad at you, boys. I'm just disappointed." That's my hope, Yakuva.
I want to feel that way as well, and I would normally, if we had to, like I said, if it was just a bad performance against Wolves, and we've got all our regular players playing, I'd say, yeah, we'll bounce back, no problem. But for me, let's go for another analogy because they're always fun. For me, it's like, what's a good race for you in the States? I don't know, the Indy 500 or something like that.
Yeah, I know that one, and I don't even know
put in
NASCAR.
Practice lap, and you get a really great time, and then suddenly you lose control of the car, you wreck it, and it's gone into another car, and there's bits of the car all over the place. You can't just say, come on, get back in. We'll do it again the next lap. We're going to start going at the same speed we were originally. It's not happening. You got to look at what's there. It's broken. You're not going to be the same.
I just think in this sport, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Just like Nottingham Forest beating high-flying Aston Villa. Wingers galore, goal hungry. They kept a clean sheet at home. If Forest can keep Villa from scoring at their own home, why can't Spurs?
It's a kind of a shift for me in going from we've got this, we're great, we're going to do this, to come on, you can do this, you can do it. It's like willing them to do it when you got doubts rather than feeling really confident.
I mean, if they need a kick up the ass, I got them. Holla at me. Yeah. I'm out here. Fly me out there. I'll go kick their ass. Don't you worry. That TPS player says, just checked the Romero red card, and it isn't a foul because Romero got the ball before he got Enzo. Kuva, I think we've covered this a lot. You feel like it's a foul regardless. I feel like
today's rules, it's a foul. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But for me, back in the day, you'd get away with that.
Ronnie says next 4 games, Villa 0, City 0, West Ham win, Newcastle. So he's saying 3 points out of the next 4. I'm saying 5 out of the next 4. 5 points out of the next 4. Talk to me nicely.
I'll take that immediately.
Watch, we're going to get 6, and Kuva, you're going to be like, I'm glad I didn't take that. So we're going to get 6.
I can see us getting 1.
Kuva, you're down now, but you've been in the pool, and your fingers got a little wrinkly.
I'm just saying, right now is the bad patch. When the players come back, we'll be off again. We'll be pushing forward again. Just right now, I accept that this is a difficult time.
Rich says Forrest looking really good at the moment. Yep, I do remember this quote from Maldini. But if you look up Maldini defending, it's a lot of him slide tackling. But I'm told you're not supposed to do that, apparently.
Yeah, it's you argue, is that really a tackle, or is that a block that you're or sort of it's intercepting with your foot in a lot of the cases. It's not really crunching into the player with him.
Hey, tomato, tomato. Either way, it's both going to make marinara sauce.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I more like the bone crunch and the ball rather than
yeah. I'll favour it as well. But I mean, I'm not. I was never Maldini. I wish I was.
I'm going to attempt to read this name, so apologies if I butcher it, which it's not an if, it's when I butcher this. Ikra Mudin Gina says, South Africa in the building. Love watching your show. Big up, South Africa. Look, I don't know what I did to get so blessed to have people from South Africa that tune in, but you're not the only one. There are a few other people from South Africa that do watch the show, so big up. I feel very honored and blessed the fact that people in even South Africa are watching that. I never really imagined that would happen, Kuva, if I'm honest. So that's really cool to see. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you might just find you get what you need. And he says that we needed this humbling. Look, we were Icarus, flying very close to the sun, but damn it, we flew. They said we couldn't fly without Kane. They said we can't fly without a manager. We got Ainge, we got rid of Kane, and we flew. Oh, damn, we flew. That's
right. Did Amelia Earhart stop flying just because her plane went missing and she was never seen again? Oh, no. Okay, bad example.
Shout out Amelia Earhart. I think she went to Cuba to have a good life. That's just me. JC says, gotta go now. Stay positive. We are coming up to the top 4 fight. We will be there. Big up to you too. Most pragmatic rival fans. Big up, JC. I believe I know what pragmatic means, or at least I'm going to nod along and act like I know for sure what that means, but I'll take it as a compliment, JC, so thank you very much. Ellie says, we are the 6th most successful club in England. True. What metric of success are we judging based on?
Overall trophies won in history.
Well, there you go. There was something else that someone shared, and it was just like, what? What is this? I just got this. Destiny Udogi's agent has intimated.
Sure, yeah.
What is intimated?
Suggested, hinted at.
So Destiny Udogi's agent has intimated Tottenham Hotspur decided against the defender linking up with Italy as they didn't want him to aggravate what is already a worrying issue. Quote, unfortunately, in the match against Sheffield at home, Destiny had a flexor problem. These are quotes. Tottenham did everything they could to get him back for the Chelsea game, which was also a poor match. He played 60 minutes before being sent off. Afterwards, it was deemed appropriate not to risk it as there would have been a risk of relapse. Destiny, until the last moment, tried to convince the Tottenham staff that the national team was something exceptional for him. He is a 20-year-old who told me, we want to be part of history. We want to be a part of this group in the run-up to the Euros is to be a part of history. So Destiny Udogi wanted to go to Italy, and we said no, sounds like. Uh-huh. And that's what his agent's saying. I just got that update on the phone. So do you think this could make him disgruntled, Kuva?
I think he'll get over it. At the end of the day, he's going to have disappointment, but it's a decision made on his overall health and safety. He's got to try and remain fit. There's no good pushing himself into and getting a worse injury. I think, of course he's going to be disappointed. It's telling your kids, you're ill, you can't go out and play even though you want to. You just got to. Mm-hmm. You just got to deal with the disappointment. He's young. He'll have other chances. He'll get over it. It's no big deal to me.
Fair enough. I hope you're right. I hope he doesn't get real upset. I hope anyway. But big up Chelsea Dan.
He'll get really upset. It's just not for a long time. They'll just.
Well, he's a young kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give him another ball.
Kick a few cans around and smash some.
Spray paint a wall. Yeah. Fuck the man.
Throw the TV set through the window and go on a drug and drink fuel spree around the neighborhood at high speed. Just one of those things you do.
Patty's saying 10 points in the next 4 games, Kuva. That's Villa, at home, City away. So I'm thinking that they're saying we beat Villa, we draw versus City, and then we beat West Ham and we beat Newcastle. That's the only way you get 10 points in the next 4, right? Or is my math not mathing?
Draw with Villa and win the rest. That'll be the funnier way.
I'll take it too. I'll take it. I'll take it, Patty. Chelsea Dan says clearly a red card. He should have got sent off for kicking out his legs. Very good point. Mark Cook, member for 1 month, using his membership chat, says, let's just ride the storm and see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's just ride out. That's all we really can do. We can continue to
Yeah, we can pretend we're not in trouble and say, yeah, we're going to win all these, no problem. Or we can say, like I'm trying to say, is we are in trouble, but it doesn't mean we're guaranteed to lose it. Let's just see what we can do. And this sums it up. Let's just see what happens. We are in a storm, though. Well, I think everybody's kind of realised that, surely.
Patty says, yes, I am deluded, Kuva.
That's fine.
Oh.
No problem with that. It's not delusion, though, is it? That's not what delusion really means. That's just being extremely optimistic. Yeah. Delusion would be saying something like, I really think we can win the NFL this season.
Yep. Very good point there, Kuva.
Because that's not even reality, is it?
It is not. It is not based in any form of reality. Mark Cook also has a comment here from earlier before that membership chat. Says, sorry to be negative, but if we get any points the way we are playing with our regulars out, sorry to be negative, but if we get any points the way we are playing with our regulars out, sorry.
It'll be good if we get any points. Yeah. Everything's a bonus for me at this point. Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. Expect very little now because the heart of our team has just been ripped out. I mean, let's be. That's the
well, not just a heart. I would say a heart, a liver, one of the kidneys, and the gallbladder.
Maybe bit of the spine, maybe as well.
Just one of the 2 vertebrae.
Yeah.
Ellie's saying 8 points out of the next
Friday
4.
nights out like that.
Yeah, just a rough Saturday,
yes,
That's
right.
Ellie's saying 8 points in the next 4. So that would mean what? 2 wins, 2 draws?
Oh, that'll be incredible. If we did that, I think we're going to be over.
If we got anything, if we got 4, which is what I'm saying, 4. I'm saying 4 or 5 in the next 4 matches. 4 or 5 points out of the next 4 matches is my prediction. And if we get that, I'll be very happy because I think it's more realistic to say it's likely we get 0 points or 1 point out of the next 4. That is more likely, I think, than saying 4 to 5. But I'm saying 4 to 5 because there's no fucking way we are taking 4 L's in a row. Ainge ain't gonna have it. He'll go out there and kick the ball in the net. He'll go. Something will change. Like, no way. I just can't. I will not allow it. I will fly to London and start kicking someone's ass. Oregon Gooners here says Romero is a catastrophe. Saliba the true king. Delusional Spurs fans. What I would say is this, Oregon Gooner. Romero's the GOAT. You're saying you know more about football than Lionel Messi, is what you're saying. I would never claim that, but hey, to each their own.
To be fair, I do agree Saliba's a really good player.
Not a fan of dog saliva, personally. Sub to Typical City and Big Steve says likes. Hit those likes if you haven't out already. Go ahead and hit those likes. San Antonio Hotspur says Saliba is shit.
Come on.
I like that.
No, it's we can say that in a biased way, but we can't say that in a truthful.
I'm saying it in a biased and truthful way. He's shit.
Fair enough. Let's go.
No, it's funny because I think we were live doing a post-game reaction to the loss versus Wolves, and I was like, he just deflected a goal and then he went and scored one. And I was like, God. Yeah. He's a good player.
It's okay to appreciate when one of your rivals has got a good player. At the end of the day, it doesn't stop you hating the team. It's just, they've got some good players, let's face it.
Spurs Between the Lines says, at this point, any hoe is a goal. Any hole is a goal.
No, I prefer the original reading.
Any hoe is a goal. Yeah, I like it too. Naughty, naughty, Spurs between the lines. Ryman's son says, I'm just happy I wasn't born a City or Arsenal fan. Our fan base is aces. Hey, big up. I'm just glad I wasn't born an Arsenal fan either. Big up anyone who is an Arsenal fan. You could still be a good person. Just, make some bad choices. Like this guy, Insman TV's here. He says, big up, bro. How's Spurs these days? I think you damn well know. I think you know what you're asking here, Ins, which first of all, big up, Insman TV. Go subscribe to Insman's TV. Got some great content over there. Liverpool fan. I've had him on the channel before.
You know what about our fans? I think we got some of the stupidest, craziest, most brilliant at the same time, wildest, over the top, crazily opinionated, delusional, passionate, amazing fans anywhere. And every day you swing from end of the world to we're the greatest ever. And I wouldn't change it for anything. It's a roller coaster at this club. Always will be. Love every minute of it. Just accept that when you're in a down moment, because we're going to go up to a next peak coming soon.
Yeah, I appreciate. I like that outlook, and I appreciate that outlook because for me, that's my philosophy on life. Life is a roller coaster. There's lots of twists and turns, ups and downs, slows and fasts, and you can either, spend the whole time bitching about how long it took for the ride to start, how long the line was to get to how hot it was, or you could just say, you know what, I appreciated that ride regardless of how long it was. And that's kind of my philosophy on life anyway. So I'm here for the ride. I'm here to enjoy the twists, the turns, the ups, and then the downs. It's all part of the process. Insman says, great stream as always. There's a link for Insman TV. Go subscribe to every content creator out there, the consistent ones, the ones that are out there putting content every day, every other day. Look, it's a fucking grind. I found hour 45. I'm about to end the show though. I found an hour 45 in my day in between my wife's schedule to come on and do a show. And Kuva, he's got a lot going on. He found some time in his day to come on the show. So look, there's a lot of sacrifices made by content creators. So whether you agree with them, you disagree with them, you love them, you hate them, regardless, hit a like. It's absolutely free. Hit a subscribe. It's absolutely free. Even if they don't support the same team as you, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So keep on subscribing. And Ben's going to keep putting those links in the chat. So every link that comes up, please click it. Go hit subscribe and support every single content creator, unless they're naughty, naughty folks. But I do got to end the stream, folks. My wife is texting me. She has a session to go to. So big ups to everyone. Philly tuning in says, Arsenal fans are like Cowboy fans here in the States. That's fucked up because I'm a Cowboys fan. So that actually hurts. Yeah, but you're also an Eagles fan, I believe, in New York, which is weird. Or wait, are you a Giants fan? I can't remember. Where was Saliba when he lost Sonny? Very great question. Mark, I will do another stream talking about our team for the Villa game. We have fucking 12 days to discuss that. I will be doing a watch along on Thursday. Not sure what's happening tomorrow. Maybe early, maybe late, maybe not, maybe yes. I don't know. Hit a notification bell. You will find out. But look at these links. Click these links. Subscribe to these links. Every single one of you. Big up Drula. Big up Ellie. Everyone who tapped in. Foxy, first comment of the day, says, Romero's a very good defender, just not the best in the Prem or the world. Talk to me nicely. Look at that. See, very great. But I like to feed the agenda, Foxy, that he is the best in the world, because that's what Lionel Messi said. Mia says, I'm live at 8. Mia's live at 8. Which is in 8 minutes. Let me see. Where you at, Mia? I'm going to redirect to you. Is it this one? November 14th at 1 p.m. Mia K. Ellie. Okay, there it is. Cool. Yeah, I'll redirect to it. I was going to redirect to Colin with Talking Ball, but I don't see any shows scheduled for him. So I'll just go ahead and send you all over there to Mia with Spurs Between the Lines. Make sure you subscribe. Big Blue all day, every day. Big Blue losers. Big Bluesers, as we call the New York Giants. But anyway, I also want to say big up Moondog for the 3 super chats of the day. Big up yourself, Moondog. Always supporting the channel above and beyond the call of booty. And ain't that something sweet? Mark using his membership chat in here says, let's just ride the storm, see what happens. Look, y'all, I do appreciate Foxy. Yes. Yes, I am doing a Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. Uruguay versus Argentina. Same time they play, the same time as Colombia versus Brazil. So I'm going to do like a dual fucking watch. I'm going to do like a fucking gabagoo, you know. I'm going to be watching this. I'm going to be watching that. You don't know where I'm going to be watching, but I'll be watching it all. So Thursday, 5 p.m. for me. That's midnight UK. Not sure what time that is in Australia because my math sucks. But I will schedule it today or tomorrow, and we'll get that thing done and sorted. But I do appreciate it. We'll do that, and I'll be back for that on Thursday. So I appreciate everyone who has tapped in. Kuva, thank you so much for everything. I do have to go, so thank you so much for everyone who has hit a like and participated in the poll. Let me go ahead and end that now. With tied at 38%, that he has made mistakes, but overall great. And also I love him despite his flaws, which is how I feel. And anyone playing with Christian Romero's name, you need to cut it out. And as always, folks, that's going to do it for episode number 94 of the Untitled series here on United Spurs of America. So thank you so much. So as always, folks, stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.